I'm David Wengrow. I'm standing in the beautiful library of Fines3, and I want to tell you about three books which I highly recommend. All of them are non-fiction books which in some way or another have changed the way that I think about change, social change and political change. First up is this book, Mohawk Interruptus by Audra Simpson. This is a remarkable study of a Mohawk community on the outskirts of Quebec. It's written by an anthropologist who also comes from that community, which historically was part of the Haudenosaunee Confederation. So it has that granularity that only comes from inside experience. And it's a study of politics as a kind of cultural refusal. Refusal of passports, refusal of healthcare and other gifts of the Canadian state that this community refuses to accept because they come at a greater price in terms of their identity. It also has a lot to say about issues like sovereignty and the future of nation states. So that's Mohawk Interruptus. Then I wanted to choose at least one recognized classic. So the classic book that I've gone for is Black Marxism in its Spanish translation here. The author is Cedric Robinson. This is actually a book that I came to quite late in my own reading. I wish I'd come to it earlier. It's really a fundamental book for understanding social change in many ways. In particular, it really exposes the hypocrisy of Western claims to the values of democracy and equality from the historical perspective of groups and people who have been racialized, and it applies that critique equally to the ideologies of the political right and the political left. So a really important book which shows, I think, how the limitations of radical thought in Europe are so often rooted in a failure to come to grips with racism and how it relates to other forms of domination. So Black Marxism. My last choice is From Urbanization to Cities. From Urbanization to Cities is by the pioneer of the social ecology movement, Murray Bookchin. This is a new edition of a book that was originally published in 1995, I think. I think that Bookchin should be much more widely read, so I was really happy to see this new edition. Actually, I think I wrote that on the back of it. And this book really takes on the idea that we're all taught to believe that the city as a form of social life is a kind of incubator for capitalism and extractive economies and for the state as a form of government. And it asks the reader to reimagine the city as a site of participatory democracy and ecological renewal. Now, the historical cases in it obviously reflect the state of knowledge back in the 1990s when Murray Bookchin wrote it. But if you read it in combination with my recent book with David Graeber, The Dawn of Everything in English, I won't attempt to say the Spanish title, you will see that actually there is a lot more scientific evidence around these days to back up the points that Bookchin was making a number of decades ago. So those are my recommendations.